The 5th of May, Rabbi Levitt, Gemora.
Okay, now,
Wait,
okay. So what is with what we're talking about over here? Amalei Reb Zera Rav Asi. Reb Zera is asking a kasha on Rav Asi. Me Amar Reb Yochanan Hoki. Could it be that Reb Yochanan said this? What you say that he said? He said that if you find a shtar chov in the shuk and it has a henpeck and it's got the same date written on it as the day that you find it, you could certainly give it back to the bailim without any problem, because we know that the loan was made and we know that it hasn't been paid off yet. So Rav Zera is asking a kasha on Rav Asi's din. What's the problem with what Rav Asi said? Because he's saying Rabbi Yochanan, he also said the following thing: a shtar shalovabo, a shtar that was used to lend money with uparoi, and then the loiva paid off the loan. That was according to that document. Eno choser v'loiva bo. The lova, he can't use that document again to borrow, to make a second loan on it. Shikvar nimchul shibudai. Okay, that's what we said. He can't use it. So what's that got to do with Rav Asi? Maybe we're still in the middle of the Gemora's question, which is why we can't understand what he's asking at this point. I think we need to
the English says, after what you just read, it says the Gemora explains that it's challenged by analyzing this other ruling of Rav Yochanan. And then it says Amos.
Yeah, we have, that's what I'm saying. We don't yet have a kasha.
Right.
I don't see anything that Rav Zera has said which would refute what the Rav Asi has said so far.
Right.
So we gotta go further. Okay, so Lou, you want to read Amos?
Amos. When did the second loan occur? Ilema lemachar ule yoma chada. If you say on the day after the first loan, or on a subsequent day, but not on the date written on the note, my irya shekivar nimchal shebudo. Why teach that the note's invalidity for the second loan is because its lien already lapsed? Tipuk le de hava le mukam. Derive its invalidity because it is predated. Utnan, who we learned in the Mishnah, shtare chov ha mokdamin pesulin. Notes of indebtedness that are predated are invalid. Ella lav biome. Rather, is it not referring to a case in which the second loan is contracted on the same day as the first loan, which was written in the note? Alma. Thus we see Pari Ineshe Biyome. people do sometimes pay a loan on the very day it was contracted.
Ah,
If so, why did Rabbi Yochanan permit the return of a note dated on the day of its discovery,
right,
if possibly it was paid?
right.
Why would somebody pay a note on the same day it was borrowed? That doesn't make any sense to me.
He
might have needed some money at a particular time, and he didn't have it then. But later, once he got it, he could repay it and not have to go through.
Oh, he needed it in the morning. But then by the afternoon, he completed the deal and he was able to pay it back. That's a thought.
And also, he wouldn't have to pay the interest on it if he had to pay interest.
It's a question. Is it that, or are we talking about like a couple of loans where there was a loan on that he had, and then all of a sudden he had an offer for a better loan, so he in a sense took out a second loan that day to repay the first day loan, the one that I don't need it anymore. He signed up and then he got a better deal, and he says, "Okay, I'm repaying this first loan because I now have a second loan that I can use to pay off the first loan."
Yeah, good point. Good point. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so we got some Rashis to learn over here. First Rashi is
Phone we're up to. We just did that one.
we just did Kvar Nimchol Shibudo. So we're up to
Okay, so
Amos.
Amos is, so it's like we say.
Amosai, when?
Oh, maybe when the Chazar went back Belova, and the loan was Amatai.
Pare, Amosai, Chazar Veloiva, Amosai. Wow, it's very confusing, Rashi. Amos de Pare, Amosai, V'chazar Veloiva, Amosai. Essentially, what we're asking is, right? We're going back to the case of Rav Zera. Rav Zera was talking about a case of a person who he had a star chov that he used to borrow with, and now after he paid it, and now it says that he's not allowed to go ahead and use that same star to borrow a second loan with, because the shibud under the star already was excused as per the payment of the first loan. So now the Gemora wants to know, Amos, when was it essentially that this loiva that borrowed money and then paid back? At what point was it that he wants to now take a second loan with that same star? So the Gemara said, "Ilay malamachar u'liyomei chara my area shekvar nimchol shibudai." Let's see Rashi. Ilay malamachar.
The Macha. We get that again. We just did the Amos. We find it again. Keep losing these places.
So if we say that the second loan was Lamachar on the following day,
the day after, below Biyom, and not in the day Shinakta, not on the day when it was written. So the next day, not the same day. So if you say it was written on the next day, but not that same day, okay.
In other words, the first loan was the document says Rosh Chodesh Iyar, and the second loan is not taking place on Rosh Chodesh Iyar; it's taking place on the following day. That's the next Rashi. Uliyoma Chara.
Uliyom Chara, on that day it occurred. Stay table.
Stay tables.
These are two things. They are the Uliyom Achara for the day afterwards. The Kitzur. So free. Now, Kitzur is like an abbreviation. Is the scribe did something on that other day, like an abbreviation.
Shtei tevos hein uliyom acharov, on the following day.
So what did the scribe do on the next day? He did something else. He did a kitzur. He's writing it again, and he's just making an abbreviated document. Why would he do that on the day after?
No, he didn't write anything new. It's
what do you call a kitzur?
He named a lemachar u'leyom achara lo b'yom shenechtav shtei tevos hein liyom acharov. The kitzur sofrim hu. Kitzur sofrim. The words in the Gemora are difficult. Lioma chara. What is this word chara? What is this? So Rashi's saying that word is really a kitzur sofrim. It's not talking about the sofer that wrote the loan document. We're talking about this word chara that Rashi's explaining what it means. That word is like two words in one. The two words in one is Yom La'acharov. Shtei tevosein. That one word acts to as though you had two words there. It means Yom La'acharov. So, in other words, if it was written, if again, we're not talking about what was written. All we have is one document, and he didn't use any other document. But we're talking about when the second loan was made. Amosai is referring to when the second loan was made. The second loan was not made on the day that the first loan was made and the document was made and it fell in the street on that day. We found it on that day. The second loan wasn't made on that day. It was made on a different day. So if it was made on a different day, so then the Gemara says, "My area shekvar nimchol shibudo." Why do you have to say that the reason you can't use that document is because it's a worthless document right now? Because it already has been the shibud has already been excused from the first loan, and that talking about the first loan. Tepakle the havile muktam. You don't need to come on to that. Even if it wasn't excused already, used for the loan because the loan came on a day after, and so that makes this shtar a shtar muktam. It's a predated loan document. And a predated loan document is puzzle because we don't want the malva to be able to take advantage of the lokeach and say, oh, see, I have a loan that says Rosh Chodesh Iyar, when really it wasn't made on Rosh Chodesh Iyar. It was made on the day after, and Nafkamina he'd be able to take away the property that the loiva sold to this lokeach in the interim. So so it's a different psul, shtar muktam. Ella. Okay. We'll pick it up tomorrow, Be'ezus Hashem.
Okay. Thanks.
All the best, everybody. Have a great day.
Thank
You too.
Thank you.
Bye, Phil. Bye, Lou. Bye, Roy.
Thank you. Bye for now. Be well.